John Kincade Show on 97.5, The Fanatic, Philadelphia.
Let's get a reach around.
Picks up everybody's spirits.
Really does.
Let's do a reach around of the NFC East.
Yes, it's a big week in the NFC East as we have another division matchup. This one coming on Monday Night Football. We'll get to that last. Let's start with the Washington football team. It's still weird to say that.
It really is.
They gotta do better. They're heading up to Buffalo as a 7.5-point road underdog. Taylor Heineke looked all right in week one. The over-under on this, to me, seems a little light, and maybe that's because of Taylor Heineke. It's at 45.5 points. Just a year ago, these teams combined to average for 52.5 points per game. So it seems a little light to me. I'm probably going to take an over on this game just because I think Washington's competent, and I think that Bills offense can put up points any week. When the Bills last year averaged more than 20.5 points per game, they were 11-4 against the spread and 13-2 overall. So when they score, they dominate because they have a really good defense. Washington football team last year was 7.5-point or more dogs 3 times. They only won one of those games. So I think this is a really tough matchup for them heading up to Orchard Park.
Plus, it would be Buffalo's second home loss, right?
Yeah. Which
so that's not...
Seems unlikely.
Right, that does seem unlikely.
Washington's pretty clean on the injury report. Antonio Gibson returned last week, did pretty well.
Yep.
They're clean. Buffalo is not clean on the injury report. Here's the players they have on the injured list. The first 3 did not participate at all. The others are limited and probably will be game-time decisions. Cole Beasley, Jerry Hughes, and Star Latulippe did not practice. Gabriel Davis, Micah Hyde, Dane Jackson, Tremaine Edwards are all limited participants. Some big contributors on that team.
Bad spot.
They're pretty beat up. It's a big test for the Washington defense. They're currently 17th in the NFL in points allowed per game at 24.5. They've allowed 49 points and 818 yards of offense in their 2 early games this year. Buffalo on the counter to that is averaging 25.5 points in the league, but they're coming off a 35-point blowout win of the Dolphins last week. And there's one great matchup to watch in this game I'm excited for.
Just one?
Well, one in particular. Terry McLaurin versus Tre'Davious White is 2 of the young stars in the league.
I told you about McLaurin. I'm a huge fan.
Yeah, he had a catch last week, or was it week 1?
It was
absurd.
Yeah, that was great.
And Tre'Davious White is one of the best young cornerbacks in the league. This is an awesome one-on-one matchup if that's your type of thing. But very tough spot for Washington here.
What do you mean
that is
your
tough
type of thing?
If you like to focus on, everybody watches games
I
differently.
thought it was a good line.
Okay.
If that's your type of thing. And anybody think that Washington pulls this one off?
No, I don't.
No, I do not.
Yes.
I think Washington is headed to 1-2.
Yes. Now, the other game in the NFC East is the Bowl of Ineptitude. The New York Giants are a home standard 3-point favorite over the Atlanta Falcons.
Which is crazy that there are only 3 over a team that's that bad.
Yeah, well, Atlanta hung a little bit with Tampa last week, so maybe they're improving slightly. The over-under on this game comes in at 47.5. Saquon Barkley and Kenny Golladay, and this is probably going to be the case for a large majority of the year. They were limited participants again in practice. Joe Judge thinks tight end Evan Ingram is looking good and getting close to returning. So keep your eyes peeled for that on Sunday if he makes his return.
Okay.
That's a big weapon for them.
That's huge.
And Sterling Shepard's having a really good year. Galladay's been a little, he missed all the training camp with the hamstring.
And they got to get their timing down.
Yeah, they do. But this shocked me. Daniel Jones is coming off the PFF Offensive Player of the Week award.
What? Think to say what?
Yeah, he rated out very highly in terms of their offensive gradings last week. Yeah.
I'm telling you, it's another reason why I will not subscribe.
Yeah. I mean, he wasn't.
I will absolutely not subscribe.
He wasn't bad, but that shocked me.
He wasn't good. To say he was the best is nonsense. I mean, that's absurd.
Yeah, I have trouble seeing what they see.
I think I think they try to get headlines.
According to PFF, Jamie has hair.
That's big if true.
They just make crap up.
I think they try to get content by that's a headline that gets someone to look at it and go, wait a minute, I disagree with that. Talk about it on Sports Talk Radio.
Daniel Jones wasn't the best quarterback in that game.
I hear you.
I don't
Taylor
think
Heineke was probably better.
I hear you.
Heineke was pretty bad, but bailed his backside out at the end.
If you want to keep the ball rolling, because if you're Daniel Jones right now, you just got to baby step.
Yeah.
And baby step into an Atlanta Falcons defense is a good remedy. To keep the ball rolling. So we'll see if they can do that.
I believe I love the Giants. I don't think I like the Giants. I believe I love them.
Really?
Yeah.
Huh.
I'm leaning towards that. I'm leaning towards love.
Yeah. And then the final game in the NFC East, the Dallas Cowboys have some team coming down.
Really?
Yeah.
On Monday?
Yeah, on Monday Night Football. Currently, they are 3.5-point home favorites. Some books have it as 4.
It was 4. It's moved a lot.
It's kind of moving. Yeah, right there
Whoa,
between 3.5
that
and
is
4.
tough, man.
The over/under is set at 51.5. Now, Dallas only covered 5 of 16 games last year against the spread, and were 3-6 against the spread and 4-5 overall when the opposition had over 360 yards of offense. So that's a pretty damning number against them. Tells you if you're going to beat them, you're going to have a hell of an offensive day. So the Eagles, you need a big performance there. The Eagles were 5-3 against the spread last year when playing as at least a 4-point dog. The Cowboys have a little bit of a beat-up defensive line. Keanu Neal.
Keanu.
I'm forgetting an A in my notes.
Who bought my house?
Yes, he has been placed on the high-risk contact COVID list.
What happened?
So it's undetermined if he'll be there on Monday night. But they are likely to be without defensive end Durance Armstrong and defensive tackle Carlos Watkins, which means one thing. Micah Parsons is probably going to be playing a lot more defensive end.
I'm fine with that. What's he going to get around Jordan Mailata?
He'll probably get Lane Johnson, who has.
Is he going to get by Lane Johnson or Jordan Mailata?
Lane Johnson is graded out so far through 2 games as the top right tackle in football. Yeah. He's back. Yeah. As long as he's got his ankle, he's fine.
I've been impressed with Parsons. I got to admit.
Oh, he's been spectacular.
I hate the Cowboys, but I don't think this is a good.
It's not a good matchup for him. Not versus a veteran like Lane.
And physically, I don't think it's the best matchup.
So he'll be playing a little bit more on the line.
But that kid's impressive because they've used him
all over the place,
right?
Yeah, he's a stellar player. Some of the Cowboys publications are already calling for Tony Pollard to get more touches than Ezekiel Elliott, which is another storyline to watch for in this game. And some of the publications down there also are talking about, look, Kellen Moore and Mike McCarthy are having offensive success in terms of yardage and all that stuff put up. A lot of fans and publications are still questioning the time management and in-game decision-making from Mike McCarthy.
Yeah.
So, let's hope that rears its head on Monday Night Football.
I think it will. He's a rear, all right.
And that's your reach-around, John.
There's the reach-around. Good job, Jamie.
The John Kincade Show on 97.5, The Fanatic.